The length of time that it takes students to complete the entrance exam for a university is normally distributed, with a population mean of m equals to 130 minutes and a standard deviation of 35 minutes. What is the probability that one randomly selected student will take longer than 175 minutes to complete the entrance exam? Okay. The first thing that we want to understand is what does it mean to have a normal distributed population in this case. We know that the mean is going to be 130 minutes. We also know that the events are normally distributed, and we have a standard deviation of 35 minutes. So from the mean, one standard deviation will give us 165 minutes. Two standard deviations will give us 200 minutes, and three standard deviations will give us equals to 235 minutes. We take the same lengths for the standard deviations on the left side of the mean. So one standard deviation below the mean is going to be 95. Two standard deviations below the mean is going to be 60, and three standard deviations below the mean is going to be negative 0, actually it's going to be 25 minutes. So, since the events are normally distributed, this means that the normal curve will look like this. Symmetric on both sides of the mean. This also means that I'm going to have, using the empirical rule of thumb, what I know is that I'm going to have a 65% probability to have a student who actually is in the middle area right here. Let me make it with yellow so you can see it. So the students that they take the test and take time from 95 minutes to 165 minutes is going to be 65%. Again, from the empirical rule of thumb, the 95% of the students will be between 2.5 standard deviations. So from here to here, and 99% of the students will have distance of 3 standard deviations. Okay, now what do I want to find? I want to find the probability that one student will take longer than 135. What longer than 175 means? Well, 175 will be somewhere here. So I want to know what is going to be the actual probability. So for the students to take longer than this time. So I want the students that they fall in this yellow area. How do I calculate that? Well, you have to know the formula. Or if you don't want to remember the formula, what you can do is use Excel. By using Excel, what you will use is this formula, norm.dist. This is the formula that you want to use. The formula has 4 arguments. The first argument is the x. So, the number of minutes that you expect the student to take, 175 or more. The mean, that for our case is going to be, as you understand, 130, because this is what the problem says. This is the mean right here. And the standard deviation is going to be 35 minutes. And this is our third argument. The fourth argument is something that gives us the cumulative of the normal distribution, and for this case we want to make it equal to true. We calculate this number, and the number is 0.90072. What is this number? This number, actually, right here, what tells us is the probability that the student will take up to 175 minutes. We don't want exactly that. What we want exactly the opposite. So what we have to do is now subtract 1 minus the 0.90729. And this now is going to be the probability that the student will take more than 175 minutes. So the probability that the student falls in this area right here is going to be the number that we show right here, 0.099. While the probability that the student falls in this area right here is going to be the rest, the probability of 0.90.